shift, base hit, neck snap, true talk, no fluff, heat rise, act up, snap tight, step clean, eyes locked, scene mean, just Jackson guest. Feel that beat drop, chest pump, don't stop, just Jackson guest. Here comes fire, here comes heat, no retreat, on this beat, just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom, 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 boom.
Mind flip, spine stiff, word cut, gift shift, talk slick, move quick, clock tick, don't blink.
Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom.
More love with backbone, more safety, full grown, more respect when it's earned, more clients return, more stacks, more flow, more peace that we grow, more health in the grind, more wealth in the mind, more cheers from the crowd, more strong women loud, more worth that you feel, more power made real. Yeah,
just Jackson guest. Here comes fire, here comes heat, no retreat, on this beat, just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom.
Boom shakalaka boom, hey boom boom, boom shakalaka boom, hey boom boom, boom shakalaka boom. Boom shakalaka boom, hey boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom, hey boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom. Hey boom shakalaka boom, boom shakalaka boom, shakalaka boom, hey boom shakalaka boom.
Kick bounce, hi-hat, run, shoulders roll, sun up, baseline, waistline, heat rise, no decline. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom 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 boom. More love with backbone, more sun, boom boom. When it go, when the sun, don't run with the turn, more stacks, more flow, more blast in the turn, more just don't feel more shirt. More stacks in the cloud, more strong, but loud, more worth that you feel, more power made free.
Yeah, more drive, no style, more rise, stand tall, more force, no fear, more shit this year, yeah.
Just Jackson guest.
Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
It did it. Oh my gosh. Like, technology is amazing and wild and scary as frick. I learned something new tonight. Did you guys catch it? How amazing was that? Oh my gosh. William Rochelle is amazing is all I got to say. So if you have never been on Just Jackson Guest before, if you are just stumbling on it the first time, if you've seen it 5 million times, you just saw history being made the very first time I have had an intro video. Wasn't it amazing? Guess what? If you are a little late, if you didn't catch it all, if you want to see it again, because there are so many little hidden things that he put in there that I could not have even, gosh, I couldn't have created that better if I would have told him line by line everything I wanted in there. So I'm going to try to play it again at the very end of the show because it's so amazing. We'll definitely have it again next week. And then he's already like, oh, there's other ideas. No, it's amazing. It's so great. I'm so excited. Guys, it's so great. Tonight is going to be amazing. My guest, guys, I try not to do many people that are 1 hour shows just because, you know what? I want to give you a taste. I don't want to get you to know the whole person and be, oh, I don't need to get to know him anymore because I already saw him on Just Jackson Guest. I want to get you a taste and I want to get you a little bit of like, I knew that about them, but I didn't know that about them, or I've never seen that human before. That's what this show is all about, is connecting people to each other, because we don't know everybody and we don't know some of our best friends, our bosses, our future maybe loved ones. Yet there are still so many more people to come into your world. And that's what I try to do with 2 guests every time on this show. But tonight is one person, just one person. She is amazing. She is a powerhouse packed in a whole bunch of stuff. So I am going to give her an intro in just a couple minutes, but I got some stuff to catch up with. First of all, look at all these amazing people. Coach Carrie's here. Leslie's here. Chasen's here. Noni's here. Damien's here. We've got Kenny's in the house and Lay's in the house. Habib, I hope I pronounced that right. Of course, Bill Rochelle's here because he was kind of on fire. David's here. David was front row as almost always. I'm so impressed that he remembers and is willing to be the cheerleader to say, hey, we're ready to go. Jane and Theodore, thank you guys so much for being here. It warms my heart to know that people are already lining up to learn about Josette, to be here with us tonight, to spend a Monday night that in so many parts of the world, especially in the Midwest and the East Coast, is nasty weather between snowstorms and rain and ice and tornadoes. Please be safe wherever you are. Jeremy, thank you so much for being here. If you guys missed the intro, get ready to dance at the end of the show because it's amazing. Some of you guys have known that I've had a intro song for quite some time. I loved it. It was so great. Mike LeBlanc did a great job. I did try to get somebody to do a intro video to go along with that song. Unfortunately, sometimes there are just dynamics that don't work out. And so, I'm just like, I'm not meant to have a video. You guys just get to see me dancing while I'm listening to my music behind stage waiting. And then in come William Rochelle. The man is amazing. And I was so lucky to work with him. It's almost like he jumped into my head and put everything he used the word today, manifesting, that my life could be. And so I'm super excited about that. So cool. We have a new Felipe in the house. I love that. I don't know if Felipe's the other Felipe that's usually here, if his show is done yet or not, but super glad to have the other Felipe in here. Couple things, guys. Tonight, when we get the guest on the stage tonight, there are a lot of trigger warnings. You're going to hear some words that people don't always use on these kind of shows. You're going to hear some things that may bring up some trauma, maybe that you've had yourself or somebody have, but we're going to work through it together, okay? We're not going to get you way too past the point, but please know if you are struggling to reach out to your medical provider, your counselor, reach out to any of the service providers or 988 if you're feeling like you are a little bit out of control with your emotions and need to talk to somebody, okay? But we're going to lighten it up for a minute and I'm going to share some really good news. Are you guys ready for some good news? If you saw my post on Friday night, I think it was, some of you know I'm in the process to be a living kidney donor. It has been going on since October and I'm not getting any younger, guys. And I am worried they're going to cut me off and say, you are too old to do this. We want younger bodies to do this. And the person I'm trying to donate to had a little bit of a medical setback. And so we were kind of almost frozen. And I got the call on Friday that we can move forward. So now it's on my body. This Friday afternoon, I do have to leave the virtual wellness experience a little bit early. I am getting a very big invasive heart test. And if that goes well, I have one more day of testing in April and then we can schedule the transplant. Guys, I am like so excited and so nervous because now it's up to my body to keep being healthy to make it through. So I love all that good juju, the prayers, that everything you guys have sent me. Please, please, please keep my person that I'm trying to donate to in your thoughts as much as you can, that I'm healthy enough to give him this gift because he deserves it. And his family is amazing. They do so much in our community. Every human's amazing and deserving, but these guys are a little spectacular and they mean a lot to me. So super excited about that. And then I want to make sure that we talk about a couple things. When Gregory Liverpool gets in the comments, you're going to probably see him write something. This is Neurodivergent Awareness Week. Guys, isn't that really cool? Oh, there he is. I talked him into existence. Gregory, I just saw your comment after I said the words. Guys, we have all these gorgeous, beautiful brains up here, and every one of them is meant to be unique and amazing. But some of us grew up in these lifestyles and these schools and these communities that are like, you've got to talk like this and learn like this and think like this and act like this. And finally, our brains decided, guess what? We're going to be our true selves. And some of us, like me, have ADHD, and some people are on the autism spectrum, and some people have all kinds of cool things going on in their brains that we haven't even discovered yet. So if you're willing to check into that, that would be amazing. Feel free to reach out to Gregory. Of course, he'll share some information with you on that too. And then the next thing I want to talk about before I bring up the amazing guest, Josette, I'm so excited for her, is that we do have the virtual wellness experience coming up that Dr. Tanya and Damian Kinsey put on. This is, I believe, their third year. My topic, I am going to be a presenter, is on healthy relationships and increasing intimacy in those relationships. So you getting a ticket for both days of this conference, Guys, you can watch this for up to 30 days after. So if you can't be there full time, you can watch it on replay. You can watch it with your friend. You can watch it with everything. My session is 45 minutes, but you get like 14 or 13 other presenters, so many cool topics. Guys, the amount you would pay for a ticket for this is less than what you would pay for 1 hour working with me one-on-one. So you might want to think about getting your ticket for this, because it's something that every one of us needs to know more about wellness. I mean, there's topics about networking that Felipe is doing. There's topics about mindfulness and mindset and physical body growth and helping the helpers and doing so many cool things. I am certain that Damien or Dr. Tanya, if they're listening, will put the full link in the chat. I do have a quick little where you can go right now if you wanted to. You can actually go to creativeliving.ideas.com, and it is once you pull up, you'll see Dr. Tanya, and it'll say sign up for your newsletter. If you go up at top, it'll say the virtual wellness experience. Then you click on buy tickets. Now, just clicking on that does not charge you anything, but it'll show you all the names of the presentations, the speakers. You'll get to check it all out. I highly encourage you to check it out, because it is something that we can all need more wellness in our life, can't we? And after this show, guys, you're going to possibly need some self-care time. You're going to, I'm not even going to lie. We're going to talk intense. We are going to talk about a lot of stuff. And you're going to be like, this isn't what we usually talk about on here. But if you've ever looked at the description of my show, yes, it is. My show is all about highlighting diverse people. That means all kinds of backgrounds and everywhere. Last week we had the amazing Marsha and Annie's from the UK. We have we've had other people from different countries. We have heard for I appreciate that so much. We have had people from all walks of life. So it's highlighting diverse humans and talking about difficult topics to help break the stigma. Part of that is mental wellness. So some of you guys know that I am a social worker by background. I do a whole lot of work in the reentry space, the criminal space, the victimization space. Thank you all for those prayers. I'm seeing them come in, and it means a lot to me. And so try to be aware that you may respond differently to some of the things that maybe I would, because I've been in this kind of work for a long time. So when you hear Josette, if you question some of the words she uses, or maybe some of the acronyms, or the kind of like the, what would you call it? When they use like the letters instead of the full word. Don't mind me, it's been a long day. If we say something that you don't understand, please put it in the chat. Please start putting some comments in there. Some of you guys have been seeing Josette the past couple of weeks, months or so. She is popping up everywhere. It's so amazing. It is, she's writing comments. She's getting herself out there. And there's a reason she's getting herself out there. Number one, because she's amazing and she wants to connect with people. And number two, because she's got some really cool things coming up. And I cannot wait for you guys to learn more about that. I could keep talking, and I could keep talking, and I could keep talking. And I want to thank everybody that's here tonight. Again, if you're in where those storms are, please be safe. Get yourself comfy, get yourself ready, because we are about ready to bring Josette up. I have been waiting for her to get on stage for literally about maybe 3 weeks. I mean, she's probably one of the quickest people that I've met and got on stage right away. And I have to give a huge thank you. Abbreviation. See, Gregory knows how to read my brain. I appreciate that so much. I also want to highlight Gregory, because Gregory is who connected Josette and I. So guys, most of you, yep, it could be acronyms too. Thank you so much. Steve, thank you so much for being here for your first time. She deserves so much support, and I am so thankful that you're here for her. I'm getting distracted here a minute. I'm so excited seeing the comments, getting ready for her to come on stage. While she's on stage, she wants questions. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to watch the comments that come in. No question is off the radar unless it's derogatory or inappropriate. I won't put those on stage. However, she's pretty much an open book. Okay. But don't be disrespectful, because that's the one rule I always have, is don't be respectful to other humans, because nobody deserves to be treated like they're lesser than you, like they're not as important as other humans, because that's just not cool, is it? Are you guys ready? Are you ready for Josette? I am so ready. Here she comes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hello, Jackie.
Doesn't she have the cutest voice too? I could just listen to her talk and talk and talk. Now I remember where I was distracted, Josette. Gregory introduced us without me knowing he introduced us. And you put this really nice comment on one of my posts. And I'm like, who is this scammer lady? I don't know who she is. It was not one of my best moments, Josette.
That's okay. That is okay.
A part of me is like, first of all, why was I kind of rude to you? And number two, if I wasn't, would we have had such a connection? Because you were reaching out to a handful of people and Gregory was introducing you to some people. And you mentioned something about my show. And I'm like, is she a stalker? How does she know about my show without me knowing? And then you're like, I'm a real person. Gregory introduced us. And I'm like, okay, I can talk to you then. We jumped on a Zoom, days later, and now you're on my show already. I just love it so much.
Yes, I call it alignment. I'm very thankful for Gregory and for you, for so many people, Jackie.
Oh, and I appreciate you so much, for real. So, you've been to my show a couple times and you've supported other people that have been guests. Usually we have two different guests on, so I have to kind of rush everybody. Tonight, we're having your time, okay? You deserve to have your time. I will possibly interrupt you. I may put questions on to distract you, but every guest that comes on my show the very first time gets 3 questions asked. They're the exact same questions every time. Are you willing to let me start asking you questions, my dear?
Absolutely, Jackie. Absolutely. Let's do it.
Yay. First question. 2 things, Josette, that you are proud of yourself for. Something that could be recent, a long time ago, whatever.
I apologize if you hear the dogs barking. So 2 things I'm proud of. I think that the biggest thing truly is that at some point, a couple of years ago, I was at my lowest point physically. I have an illness that I'll talk about in a minute. But I was also living with housing insecurity, agony, not having a diagnosis. And I told my friend, you know what, I think I'm going to petition myself into a PhD program in health science. And I'm going to fight through the program to do the first orthoethnographic dissertation. And concurrently with those student loans, I'll cross to Mexico because the US system hasn't been working for me. And I'll obtain that diagnosis while doing the dissertation. And so everyone, including my friend, who loves me very much, were telling me that this was ridiculous and impossible because of so many reasons, right? I had been fighting for a diagnosis in the US for many, many years. I didn't have a background in science. I was only granted 2 years to graduate because I had been in and out of another PhD program and in and out due to health concerns and homelessness. And I was not fully recovered from a very severe cognitive relapse. But I obtained that PhD in interdisciplinary health science, doing the first orthoethnographic dissertation. My defense was horrible, but what matters is that my written work, my research proved my case. And that with those student loans, I was able to cross to Mexico, to travel eventually to Chihuahua to find a specific specialist. And I was also able to access treatment in Mexico. So I'm very proud of that. To not listen to the voices, even well-intentioned voices that sometimes tell you shouldn't invest your energy in that because it's not going to happen. And the second thing is that I've chosen to work on my purpose. So it would be so easy for me to get a very good financial job, but I have learned to prioritize my health and my body and my intuition and my purpose. And it's been hard because I have been working by myself since I was 16 years old and always living with housing insecurity. So I had to totally rewire my way of being and thinking and feeling. Yeah. Sorry,
Wow.
I'm done. Is that good?
No, you don't say sorry on the show. This is all
I don't
about
say
you.
sorry in the show.
You are great. You are great. So you guys heard a couple things where she just said that. You heard housing insecurities. We're going to talk about that tonight. And we're going to talk about some of that stigma. And we're going to talk about how you may have been interacting with Josette for the past couple of months and not even look at her as somebody that has housing insecurities. We're going to talk about that, guys. More people than you realize are facing so many different challenges that we don't always put on social media. We don't show when we're on a live video. We don't always post about in our selfies. Josette is the real deal. And she is not like, oh, we can't talk about that, or I don't want to share that. We're going to be talking about a lot of that. But did you guys hear her say the word PhD? She's a doctor, guys. She is a doctor. And she doesn't put that on her name. She's not out there being like, you need to call me Dr. Josette. That kind of has a nice ring to it, though. It really does. And she said that you don't have to listen to those voices that are holding you back. Oh, powerful stuff. Guys, get your comments and questions coming up for Josette, because I've only got 2 more questions for her, and then it's on you guys. I think her and I can fill up the whole time, because we have talked now twice on off platform. Well, 3 times, because we did it before the show, and we could just go on. And it's like, oh, she gets me. She gets me. I love it so much. So, Josette, even though you are a doctor and you have literally lived through things so many fellow humans cannot understand, they cannot recognize, they cannot relate to, yet there are so many humans that absolutely can, to at least a few of the situations that your life has decided to throw at you. But even though you've accomplished so much and you're such a survivor and you have this resiliency, we've talked about that a couple of times, we have to keep growing. We have to keep learning. What is an area that you're willing to share with everybody that you are still growing in?
Yes, so regulating my nervous system, I am very much neurospicy, neurodivergent, and I live with several mental health conditions, and it's very hard sometimes for me to regulate my nervous system, but I have been working on it very hard for the past few years, and I'm doing much better. It's definitely top of my list and an everyday priority. Breath work, meditation, visualization, all manifestation skills that I read about and listen to. Grounding. So yeah, that's my main one. Do you need 2 or just
Nope,
one?
for that one, it's just one, because we want to make sure that everybody knows that everybody needs to grow, but we want to focus on your good stuff. And I love those 2 things that you picked for yourself. Now, guys, she also just said she's going to talk about some mental health illnesses. Guys, when you just look at somebody's picture, when you just see their name or maybe a comment they've written, we all automatically have ideas of who they are, how wonderful they look. And when she talks about needing to acknowledge her stimulation response, the way that she's working through all of her nervous systems, it is not a, how do I word this? It is not a deficit. It's something that is hardwired into her because of so many experiences that she has been through. So when you're looking at a human and you're just like, oh, they look just like me, or they act, or they talk, or they've got a PhD, they've went to college, they are a professor, they have this kind of a job or this title, we tend to really put people in boxes, or we tend to think that this is how they've been their whole time, or this is all they've got, or they're better than us, or they're so fancy, or they're so much more educated than us. And you're willing to deep dive into some of that to really break the stigma, so that just because you paint a beautiful picture by your beautiful French accent and the way you dress and present yourself, you are so much more than an image. And I cannot thank you enough for being willing to even share the amount you've shared tonight. So now we're going to go fun, and then we're going to get deep diving. So guys, get those questions going. Last fun question. If you could go anywhere in the world right now, regardless of money or holding yourself back from any of the cool things you're doing, where would you go right now?
I recently published a book called Verdeluma, A City Where Nature Leads. And this is truly my moving towards utopia city to be extended to the world. So I know that it's not a real place except in my mind so far, but it's a blueprint, and that's where I want to go every single day. A place with no war, no division, no hate, no labels, where we care for the earth, water, trees, animals, just the environment. I know that utopia is maybe not obtainable in this realm, but I think that it's a blueprint starter. So I would like to go in my own book.
I think that's amazing. And I would say, number one, I would love a link to that book, because I need to be thinking of utopia. I think so many people right now, Josette, with the way the world is right now and the scary things that are happening, the war, the violence, all the things, we need a special place to focus on. And so I'm not going to make you pick a country or a real city or anything like that. I love that that's where you would escape to. And you and I, when we've been talking offline, you've kind of painted that picture. You know, you've said that you do walk away from social media, you do walk away from different things to really focus on you. And more of us need to do that as well. So I hope we can learn from your example. So Damien, our dear Damien, I love him so much. He already put a question in for you asking, what is your biggest inspiration?
That's a very big question, Damien. I don't have one. I try to look at certain figures in history and I take those bits and pieces knowing that they might not be fully true, but they are inspiring enough for me to incorporate them into that image. So Nelson Mandela, the resilience, 27 years in prison and coming out stronger is very high up. Mahatma Gandhi, and trying to, during so much division, trying to unite the people with so much hate. But there are so many. I mean, the list would be very lengthy. I'm going to stick with two for time purposes.
Well,
an amazing woman as well, right? Because we are exposed to more male role models, but there are plenty of amazing women out there. So.
You know, I appreciate you acknowledging that because, you know, it is March, so it is Women's History Month. And last year in March, so not this year, but last year on my Facebook page, not on LinkedIn as much. I did a few on LinkedIn, but every day in the month of March, I actually posted historical women that either made an impact in some place that people just hadn't heard about. So I made sure that it was very diverse. We talked about sports, we talked about medicine, things with like, you know, the moon and the stars and the calculators and all the different cool technology that women historically did not get credit for, especially if women were from marginalized backgrounds. And the fact that you said there are a lot of inspirational women, I think you are as well. And Michael actually wrote this about this. You too, you are an inspiration, and he is honored to hear your story. So that is why. That's why we're here tonight, because this is your story, but it's your life. And it is just, I can't help but express it this way. Your life, your story is just beginning. I almost feel like everything has been, what do you call that? The beginning, like not the epilogue, it's the, like that starter teaser kind of challenge, or like, are you going to like this book? Are you going to want to jump into what's happened next? So I want to turn the mic over to you. And then as I see some questions come up, I will put them on the screen, or I'll kind of like try to interrupt you. But how do you want our viewers tonight, or those watching on replay, to get to learn a little bit more about the true Josette and why you're here? Again, I'm going to share, we are going to use a few words that we generally don't use on this show. We're going to use some things that you're going to be like, why would a woman say that? Guess what? There's a lot of reasons. And so if you do need a little trigger warning, this is your trigger warning. If it's easier to watch some of this on replay and pause it to take care of yourself, make sure you do that. But Josette is a living, breathing testament of how trauma and adversity can actually be a learning lesson for other people, to support other humans, and to not feel alone themselves if they're going through this. So my dear friend, I'm turning it over to you now.
Thank you so much, Jackie. I think the first thing I want to emphasize, because you're right, it is Women's History Month. I'm drawn to very strong female inspiring figures because as a little girl growing up, I didn't want to be the rescued princess. I wanted to rescue myself. And so there is one character in history particularly that's not very well known because she was Native American. And so I do have some Native American background that I don't know anything about, unfortunately. But her name was Running Eagle, and she was the daughter of a chief, and she earned her way to respect through her tribe by saving her dad in battle, which was not okay for women to do battle. So she's one of my inspirational female figures that didn't follow those gender roles and boxed up things they had for Yeah, for women.
Mhm.
So that's one of the things. I see a lot of comment pop up. Jackie, I trust you to bring
Yes.
those questions to me because I cannot keep up with the chat. What can I tell you about me? I have so much to say. So I recently created an LLC, and it's called Josette XMP Production. And it is primarily to get two productions done, movie productions. The first thing I need to say is I'm so thankful because being unhoused, I could not afford the $300 fee for an LLC. And so a very dear friend of mine who wants to remain anonymous invested that money for me to create it because he believes in me. And it's also so encouraging because him and I don't agree politically on nearly anything. But it's also a testament that we are capable of understanding that we are the product of our experiences, our education, our traumas, etc., etc. So I'm very thankful because I now have my LLC. I also was able to write my script thanks to a family in El Paso, I don't know if they're watching, who bought me 2 or 3 years ago that laptop that I'm on today. It's a luxury that many of us don't realize, right? Not everybody has a laptop. And last but not least, the picture that you saw in the announcement was also a volunteer photographer in El Paso. Lots of people in the community of El Paso, Texas, but also beyond that, have been helping me in so many ways for me to maintain recovery of my illness and to keep moving forward towards a 1 in a million journey that I'm on right now. So, talking about my productions, there are two things that I am working on actively with a lot of people. The Prostitute's Daughter, which is the one I would rather focus on today, it's a drama, long movie, kind of like in the flavor of The Pursuit of Happiness, based on my life story. So I was born in very adverse circumstances in Miami. My mother lived with schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, many different types of drugs and alcohol. And so with it came a lot of abuse of all types. I was very blessed to have been brought to France when I was almost 3 years old and adopted by my dad's parents. But I also went to foster care, kind of like placed in with an aunt and an uncle at 9 years old because my grandfather was sick. So I lived through a lot of reactive attachment disorder, and I'm sure a lot of you don't even know what that is because it's not very common. And I moved to the US at 16 years old because I was a high school dropout, labeled special ed, who was never going to do anything in life, which was the best decision of my life. I don't want to overwhelm you, so it's probably best if I wait for you to tell me, to ask me specific things.
So first of all, I love that. I mean, you just kind of did what I like to do with my guests. You give them just a taste and get them interested. Now, guys, did you hear the name of her documentary? The Prostitute's Daughter. I love when people take ownership of labels, of derogatory words, of things that are meant to put people down, and they spin them and they make them so you own the story. Guys, she is doing a documentary. You already have everything written, correct? It's just needs to go to actual production. So Josette is so gracious. I have begged her and begged her, do you have a GoFundMe? Do you have a Venmo? Is there a Cash App? We can send you money. She's used the word unhoused as well. She has a beautiful background behind her. This is not her house that she's in today. She is on the quest for permanent home, permanent housing. And right now she is more ready to get her word out and to try to promote. And I love that you had your friend that helped and supported you. I know we have listeners that want to help and support you. When things get going with your bank account for your business and you are able to start the crowdfunding or a GoFundMe or however you're going to set that up, please make sure to let me know. I will make sure to highlight it. I will send it out. I will definitely support you because your story is so valuable and you are going to help so many people realize that the abuse that they either saw, that they experienced, that they still live through on a daily, nightly basis does not define them. Does not define them. So that's the one you want to talk about the most. We do have some questions in the comments, but can you share a little bit about your other one? And I know you're going to talk about that more on an upcoming episode with Marcia. But just let us hear that word too, because I think it's super important that as we're connecting with the words unhoused and housing instability, that they hear the name of this one too.
Yes, so my second production is a documentary. It's called Homeless with a PhD. And again, it's intended here to use the PhD to counter the narrative of laziness being a choice with homelessness. So one of the many reasons I'm living with housing insecurity, and I'm blessed beyond measure because of the El Paso community, but I have been in and out of shelters for the past few years and living in garages and constantly moving. Like I said, I have a lot of trauma that I've had to learn how to live with and to heal from by myself and with help. But also, I live with a demyelinating disease that's quite rare. It's called MOGAD, relapsing MOGAD, and it's the antibodies attack the protective sheath around the nerve cells, and so depending on where the lesions in the nervous system appear, I lose my balance, I lose my vision, I lose my cognitive abilities, my ability to talk, my balance or ability to walk. And it goes like the list goes on and on and on, agonizing bone pain at night. So the disease itself is not lethal, but I become highly suicidal when I do relapse because nothing can help the pain. It's a very agonizing physical pain that's neurological. So no painkiller will help that. And not knowing whether that's going to be one night, 1 week, 1 month, or permanent is absolutely terrifying. Also, especially because I have community support system, but I don't have per se a close family around and a roof assured and somebody who can advocate for me. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So it's tracing that journey of resilience has been working against me with the medical system because my disability case keeps on getting tossed because I have so many certifications and degrees, and I've always had 2 to 3 jobs without considering the fact that I can't keep any and that every job gets me to relapse because it's inflammatory. So the slightest stress due to my nervous system being hyper sensitive gets me to relapse. And that's not something I want. So I'm blessed because now I only do what I want. That way I don't stress.
I love that so much. So Josette used the words relapse. Sometimes on this show, I will bring people on that are in the recovery community, that is recovering from a drug, alcohol. When she uses the word relapse, it's actually her physical body completely changing. Now, guys, she said it kind of quickly, but I need you to understand the intense physical diagnoses she has. She goes blind. She is in intense pain. She can hardly walk. She can hardly talk. It is something that many of us could never comprehend. One of those things just automatically, like sometimes she said that she can get a little bit of a warning sign before it happens, but once it gets to be too much, it really, you can't stop it. It's going to happen, correct?
Yes, sometimes I have what we call flare-ups. And so I'm now very attuned to listening to my body. And if I feel fatigued, I'm going to go nap. No question. If I feel stressed and anxious, I'm going to go meditate because those little flare-ups are, okay, I see a little gray in one eye and I feel a little drunk. That's my warning sign. So the flare-ups, they can be reversed somehow if you are really good at following the cues.
I love that. Oh, that gives a little hope. Now, you had also a horrible experience or still going through it where the United States, where you're currently here at, do not want to give you a diagnosis. They do not want to give you medical treatment. And the medical treatment, even when you go out of country, is ridiculously expensive. And just the fact of trying to physically get there when you're not able to see and you're not able to have transportation or cash or any of the things. Whew. I mean, sometimes I can't even handle driving to the pharmacy when I have some medical issue and they're like, yeah, your prescription's ready. It's like, how do I get there? It's only 5 minutes away. You are talking having to go out of country when you need these treatments. I wanted her to have some kind of a GoFundMe or a QR code that we could donate to, or a Venmo or a Cash App or something. And she absolutely refused to post anything tonight. She wants you to connect with her in other ways and support her in other ways. Whether you're somebody that sends positive vibes or prayers or good juju, whether you want to connect with her on LinkedIn, her Facebook community is coming out in full force. If you want to support her that way, if you want to do some bartering, this is a very intelligent woman that can teach French. And did you say you speak Spanish as well?
Yes, I'm certified and I've taught for many years. Yes.
Oh my gosh, I may need to use you as an interpreter sometimes. So we will talk about that as well. There's a lot of classes that she can teach as well. So that is ways you can support her. You can be on the lookout when she does have her business account set up, then she will be able to do the crowdsourcing, the GoFundMe. I don't know exactly which platform you're going to be using. But again, let's circle back and support her, because not only is she giving her time tonight to share that with us, she has been showing up to so many people's events and lives and cheering them on and being willing to talk to people. Sharon Rose Winfield, beautiful soul. She definitely wants to connect with you. She's been in the comments quite a bit. She did ask, are you following any anti-inflammatory eating protocol?
Absolutely. Thank you, Sharon, for the question. But I have maintained recovery without treatment because treatment costs around 3,000 to 4,000 US dollars in Mexico per infusion, and it doesn't stop the illness, it only slows it down. So I have dived into Ayurvedic medicine from India and Chinese medicine and all holistic things I could figure out. So I've been doing fasting. I eat a lot of turmeric mixed with black pepper and ginger. I know what diet I'm supposed to follow. Now you have to consider that I am on food stamps, and food stamps allows me a certain amount of money that would be more encouraging if I was willing to buy canned food and things that are unhealthy. But because I am so hyper aware and very good at manifesting my way through life, I have been maintaining my health. And in fact, I would like to say that I feel mentally, emotionally, and physically better than I've ever been in my life. And that's all a massive turnaround that happened in 2022 when I was at absolute rock bottom, where I felt I was given a choice with the power that I feel inside me that could be used for destroying the entire planet, or to save myself and use it for good. And so I have invested 99% of my breath to not relapse, to study, to learn every alternative things that I can afford, because I cannot always afford everything. And I feel great. Yeah. So did I answer the question?
Oh, that was amazing. And along with that, so some of the comments are not actually showing up from LinkedIn to StreamYard. So sometimes I'm looking at my phone to catch something. Christy D. Williams, love her to death. If you don't know her yet, she is such a great human. She actually said, what are your favorite ways to calm your nervous system? So you kind of alluded to a little bit of knowing it's coming and you like to nap, but what are some other things that work for you?
Thank you, Christy. I absolutely need to do breath work. And so there are different techniques and I use them for different things, but the 4 count in, 4 count hold, 4 count out, 4 count hold. I do this now quite often because my nervous system is from birth a very messy environment, extremely hypersensitive to noise, people, places, pain. So I was talking recently about the fact that I experience synesthesia. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's the empathetic pain to a degree that transferred to the physical. So some of us, if we see somebody getting poked, we feel that, right? And that's kind of normal. But I experience it to such a degree that it's very extreme because my nervous system grew up in fight or flight. So when the trauma happen, how often they happen, what kind of trauma, all have a big role in how we interact with the world around us. So yes, breath work, taking slow walks, grounding my feet in the earth, meditation. I do a lot of affirmation because until 2022, my self-talk was extremely negative. And I had to completely turn around my whole life. And of course, the thoughts still creep in, but now I catch them and I'm really good at redirecting them because I know where I'm going. And it's so amazing. I feel already there. I'm not a millionaire yet, but I'm a full millionaire.
In that is the thing about you, Josette, that I just cannot get over. Your positivity like just seeps out of every pore of you. And you could be the most bitter, angry person with just one of the things that are going on in your life, let alone so much you have done. I'm going to switch our pictures for a second because Steve actually did some looking into your diagnosis, and it's a very long comment, so I don't want it to cover your face. Oh, it's almost covering your face. Okay. So what he talked about is the spelling of your diagnosis and relapsing. And it does say basically everything you said, and it causes reoccurring distinct attacks of vision loss, paralysis, confusion. And it has to do with the I cannot pronounce it all the time, the myelin sheath on your nerves, and it causes that inflammation in the brain. Guys, we are not talking, oh, she broke her toe, or oh, she gets the shingles or something. And I'm not downplaying any of those things because those can be very difficult for people either. But this is something that 1 minute she is healthy and strong and vibrant and doing all the things to learn and grow and save everything. And then she's literally debilitated. Is that a way to explain it, Josette?
Yes, so every episode that I get is longer with added symptoms and more severe each time. And this is why in 2022, when I was really at that horrible crossroad of, oh my gosh, I need to kill myself because I can't live like that. I cannot handle it. I had that turnaround truly. And I decided that whenever I felt well enough, I would do everything to challenge myself to get out there. So at 38 years old, when I felt good enough, there was an announcement on my phone about a casting for modeling, and I'm actually a very tomboyish person if you see me off camera, but I'm insecure and tomboyish. And I went and I got casted and I started doing modeling and painting and exposing my paintings, reading my poetry, contacting people like people that are very high up because I have such a massive sense of purpose to one, expose the system because I have so many privileges. And I can't even imagine how many people have similar diagnosis, never being able to reach them and ending up into drugs, alcohol, prostitutions, or death, killing themselves. So it's very easy to blame people, but you never know what's going on, ever.
It's, again, we've talked about trigger warnings. If you are at that point, if you have felt that way or you are afraid you may feel that way again, 988 is the number for both in the United States and in Canada. Please reach out. I mean, being able to have your person to be able to help you realign those thoughts and those feelings and emotions that you may not even understand. You may have never had a diagnosis. You may not understand why they're coming back or why they happen to begin with. Reach out to somebody that can truly help you. And Josette, you are like a walking, talking, I don't want to use the word miracle, but inspiration maybe, because again, there are times some of us complain about very little things, and you're sitting here saying that you have such privilege. And I'm sitting here saying, girl, your health is not something I would say is a privilege right now, but you have learned and you've grown and you're figuring out ways to eat and help. Let other people know about the benefits of some of the foods and the self-care. We were never programmed. There may be a few countries out there, but as humans, we're not programmed to take care of ourselves. We are taught to do, be better than other people. You better help that person. You better not act like that person. We are in a very hyper speed. And again, there are some different cultures or religions or countries that maybe some of the tribal nations have more of that to take care of yourself. But in a lot of our cultures, we don't have that access to know that we are the most important person in our life, because we are always the person we are going to bed with. We are always the person waking up with, and we are always the person staying with us, bringing 24 hours a day, even when we're sleeping, even when we are meditating, even when we're working, or we think we're in a great mind space, or we know we're in a not good mind space. We are always there together. We have had so many people supporting you. So thankful for you already, Josette. This is Jeff Van Dyke that you got to connect with through my Facebook post earlier. Super special man in my life. He and I worked in the same building for a while. Support him in so many ways. He has been in one of Nick's anthologies on More Than My Diagnosis as well. And he reminded us also that in March is also the anniversary of the ADA getting passed, or the march on Capitol Hill, at least, which is very significant when we're talking some of the medical, just absolute heinous things that go on in this country, but also other countries as well. Oh my gosh, there's just so many cool things that people are asking about. I'm like, we're going to run out of time. We've got about 6 to 7 more minutes. So, who do you believe is most important to reach with your story? Oh, Steve, that's a powerful one.
Oh, that's a very good one, Steve. I think my audience is so wide. Of course, I'm very involved with disability rights, but also with the Me Too movement, because having been living with housing insecurity, financial insecurity, and trying to make a movie, I started my way by reaching out to producers who often wanted to help, but often couldn't because I didn't have money. And some of them, not all, but some of them also had an interest that maybe if I was the prostitute instead of the prostitute's daughter, a deal could be worked out. So I've gone through extensive harassment, having been on my own since 16 years old for various reasons. And I've been raped, I've been harassed. It's part of my dissertation as well. I published this very intentionally because I am re-owning the narrative. Now I feel that I'm watching a movie of someone else, and I've transitioned to that empathetic being that understands fully why this person went through whatever she went through and dealt with it the way that she did. But I don't feel the pain anymore because I feel that I've healed, which is an amazing thing. And it takes a lot of work, intentionality.
I love that so much. Gregory's trying to get you a speaking gig. However, she already has been given a free ticket to attend. So she'll be attending this year, Gregory. So she will be there and supporting. And I love that you want her there. My guess is she will be running her own conferences before long, and everybody will be flocking to her, especially for movie premiere night. Oh my gosh. The things that you have already accomplished, my dear friend, the world is a better place for you in it. I feel strongly the world is a better place for all of us in here. The chances that we literally became human beings. I mean, if you talk genetically about our biological humans and their biological humans that made them, the chances of us actually being living and breathing is just astronomical that it's happened. But to do it in this time where you are allowed to say the words you've had to say, when you are allowed to own your mental illness, your trauma, your assaults you've had, and to actually say the name. My movie, my documentary is called The Prostitute's Daughter. How much shame would that have been years ago? I mean, you've already had some shame over it. But I, for one, feel that I want to answer that question that Steve had to you too. And I want to say every single human should be her audience to reach with this story, because her life encompasses all of us. The housing, the food, the physical, the mental, the being mistreated by others, all the things. And then there's the growth, and there's the education, and there's the connection and the networking and all the cool things. And being able to have a title like you chose, lets you empower your experiences, lets people know that number one, they shouldn't be ashamed from where they come from. Their sad, rough times do not define their future unless we decide to sit and marinate in that. And you have done so amazing. Now, one thing you did not share about your self-care is you did not share about your baby right next to you that's hanging out with you. You do have your support animal, and
She's asleep though. It's gonna be hot. Pepper, come here.
oh,
Pepper.
you don't have to
She's
wait.
very asleep.
Pepper. If you can't tell, I love having dogs on camera. It doesn't happen often. She might not want to do it because she was like, Mom, you said we were supposed to be quiet while you're on the TV. Pepper, hi, baby. Here she comes. Yes.
This is my horse. I've always wanted a horse, and this is as close as it gets so
She
far.
is so sleepy. Look at her, Mom. You okay? You okay? And so when you have a support animal, I don't know what her label is for you, but being able to access housing comes to a whole nother level. And some people want to immediately say, oh, heck no, you don't get to come. You get to leave that. And one of the things, Marcia, who is going to be having you on as a guest before long, she works with also the unhoused population. And one of the things is that stigma. And you can come stay the night here, but you don't get to bring your bike. You don't get to bring your shopping cart. You don't get to bring your animals. You don't get to bring this. If you have kids, they don't get to come, if you're in a certain facility. And navigating that is something that some of us don't want to think about because we can't picture our life there, or those are those people that ended up there because they did something wrong or bad, or because they don't want to work hard enough. You are the absolute, I don't want this to sound bad, but you're the poster child for stop freaking judging a book by its cover and stop labeling people and calling people bad because of what circumstances happened in their life. You did not pick your abuse as a child. You did not pick your mental health and mental illness concerns. You certainly didn't pick this medical diagnosis that you have. And you have ended up in a space that some of us think we are so far removed from, but we are one decision away. We're one life event away from some of this stuff happening to us as well. So I want you to end the show in a way that feels good to you. Is there something positive you want to say? Is there one more thing that you're like, oh, Jackie, I forgot to say this? And then feel free at any time to go back into the comments after the show, tonight, tomorrow, next week, next month, whatever works for you. So much support. We want to make sure to support you when you do have your finances available to get some donations. We want to be able to support you in terms of growing your online presence so you do get more people look at you, to promote your documentaries. We are here to cheer you on. Josette, how would you like to end your segment?
Thank you so very much, Jackie, and everybody who showed up and everybody who's helped me along the way. If I had one thing to say, is that what changed my life was choosing me 100%. Giving up on what people may assume, just letting go of this, and to understanding that happiness is something that comes with wholeness. And wholeness is truly accepting and working with both extreme, the darkness and the light, the pain and the joy, and understanding that you cannot fully enjoy one without having experienced the other. So I am the happiest person I know. I am happier than I've ever been in my life, so purposeful, and I have delusional faith. So no matter how many people tell me that this is not going to be done, it's going to be done. That's it. Thank you.
You are spectacular. I am so thankful that Gregory brought you into my life, and I'm so thankful you have taken so much time offline with me and then came in here today. I am cheering you on always. This was not just, hey, talk to me until you come on my show. I'm the real deal. I am here for you. Reach out anytime. You've got a lot of support and love in the comments. Go check them out. I can't wait to see you as a participant at the virtual wellness experience coming up. If you did not hear about that, or you're new to the show, or you didn't see it in the beginning, the virtual wellness experience is with Dr. Tanya Farron and Damian Kinsey have put this on, and I believe there's 15 presenters altogether, all forms of wellness. As Josette talked, self-care, mindfulness, taking care of you is the priority. Until you have a physical or mental health crisis in your body, you don't realize how the little things we could be doing right now today to make ourselves a little bit more, that priority she talked about, could actually help us live healthier lives, could maybe elongate our lives. And that's what you deserve. And investing just a small amount of money into this virtual wellness experience, you get to rewatch it for up to 30 days, or if you can only make a couple shows. Josette's going to try to be there in the audience as much as she can, but she can also go back and rewatch those anytime, because your health is important. And if you and Pepper need to take time together, or you need to take naps during the show, we totally understand. But I'm so thankful you're going to be there. My friend, I will talk to you soon, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. I knew it was going to go fast, guys. I knew it was going to be intense. She is amazing. Please send her some love in the comments, connect with her, friend her. Make sure that she realizes that my big thing is, and one of the reasons I kept asking for a Venmo, a Cash App, is I don't pay people to come on this show, just like I don't charge people to be on this show. I believe strongly when people have to relive their trauma to educate others, they should be compensated in some capacity. So I told you I will be donating to her at some time when she lets me, because I feel very strongly that she could have just came on here and just talked rainbows and butterflies. Hey, I'm a film producer, and just donate to me, and not went that surface. You know, she could have stayed surface level, and she didn't, and she's amazing. Take care of yourself. That is going to be the biggest thing I am going to end with, is take care of yourself. Yes, we want to take care of our loved ones and our family and our jobs or our employees or our neighbors or our church family. You are the most important person, because getting you through your physical and mental health concerns makes you be able to help so many other people down the road. Guys, this was intense. Just Jackson Guest is every single Monday night. Usually I have 2 guests. It's not that they're not as important as Josette. I just knew with some of the deep words we were going to be using that it was a one-time person on the stage tonight. It does not mean that when I have 2 guests, they're not as important. It just means that she's kind of new to especially the LinkedIn scene with us. And I really wanted people to understand not just who she was, but where she's going. You want to know her. She's literally changing the world every single day that she's breathing. And I have full faith that these documentaries are going to literally be monumental and groundbreaking for so many different scenarios that people want to avoid talking about or not get involved in. Now, if you were not here at the beginning of the show, William Rochelle, you can call him Bill. Guess what? He did a video intro for me that literally I can't stop singing. I can't stop thinking about. We're manifesting the things that are in the video to actually come through. So if my tech works at the end here, because I do it all by myself, I have it set up to be able to just click on the video. I think I disappear and then it'll go on. It's the coolest video in the world. I swear. I'm just so partial to it. You know, it's pretty cool. Josette, if you want to stay in the background after the video, I'll be able to talk to you. But if you need to leave, I totally understand. I will go back and check out comments too. But guys, keep them coming. She deserves so much support. I love that you guys were here supporting her. I love the new people that are here. If you are ever interested in being a guest yourself, you don't have to come and self-disclose. You don't have to own a business. You don't have to be in a production with a movie. You just have to want to share yourself. And if you do have a business or anything interesting, you get to promote it. Reach out to me. If we're not already connected on LinkedIn, please connect with me. That's usually where I am the most. It's just like it's on screen, Jackie Hallberg, LMSW. If you would like to subscribe to my YouTube channel, you can go back and watch so many cool guests. It is at Jackie Hallberg, LMSW. No comment in there. But I am going to try to get over to the media, going to try to hit my outro. Let's see if it's going to work for me, guys. Bill is a rock star. The song is a rock star. The video is a rock star. Thank you. If it doesn't work, then it will definitely work as the intro next Monday. So I'm going to push the button. If I disappear, that means it's working. If you just keep staring at me, that means I got to try it again. And we're just going to wave and say goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. Thank you so much, Bill. Let's see. Let's see.
Room shift, bass hit, neck snap, true talk, no fluff, heat rise, act up, snap tight, step clean, eyes locked, scene mean, just Jackson guest. Feel that beat drop, chest pump, don't stop, just Jackson guest. Here comes fire, here comes heat, no retreat, on this beat, just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom 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 boom.
Mind flip, spine stiff, word cut, gift shift. Talk slick, move quick, clock tick, don't blink.
Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom. Just Jackson guest. Boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom.
More love with backbone, more safety, full grown, more respect when it's earned, more clients return, more stacks, more flow, more peace that we grow, more health in the grind, more wealth in the mind, more cheers from the crowd, more strong women loud, more worth that you feel, more power made real. Yeah,
Just Jackson guest. Here comes fire. Here comes heat. No retreat. On this beat. Just Jackson guest. Just Jackson guest. Just boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom.
Boom shakalaka boom. Hey, boom boom. Boom shakalaka boom. Hey, boom boom. Boom shakalaka boom. Boom shakalaka boom. Hey, boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom. Hey, boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom.
hey, boom shakalaka boom, boom shakalaka boom shakalaka boom. Hey,
Boom shakalaka boom.
Kick bounce, hi-hat, run, shoulders roll, sun up, baseline, waistline, heat rise, no decline. Just Jackson guest.
boom shakalaka boom 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 boom. More love with backbone, more sun, boom boom. When it go, when it's one, more one, the turn, more stacks, more flow, more blast, when the turn, more just no pin, more shirt, more stacks, more loud, more strong, more loud, more worth that you feel, more power made real.
Yeah, more drive, no style, more ride, stand tall, more force, no fear, more shit this year, yeah.
Just Jackson guest.
Boom shakalaka,
Boom shakalaka,
boom shakalaka,
boom shakalaka,
boom shakalaka.
I'm trying to end it, guys. See ya.